about 5 years ago, I spent most of my time in the gym, sprinting, running, lifting, that sort of thing. Then eventually I injured my shoulder, so I couldn't really lift very much anymore. So Catherine decided, why don't we pick up bikes? I had never really ridden a bike before. Well, I mean, I've ridden one, but not in any great length. So we got a couple of hybrids and worked all summer to eventually build up to being able to do 2 75-mile bike rides back to back. And it was part of a charity ride, so we decided if we were able to finish that ride, then we would buy railroad bikes. And that's what I'm on right now. It's a Giant Contend SL1 or 2, can't really remember. And I've got almost 6,000 miles on it. So I think, oops, train tracks coming. So I think I got my money's worth. As it has been so long, I thought maybe I'd give my bike a look over, show you what it looks like, what I carry on it, and just kind of where I go on my weekday rides. All right, let's take a look. So here it is. It's got about 6,000 miles on it. It's my Giant Contend SL1. Maybe it's an SL2, I can't really remember anymore. It's the stock bike. There's nothing new on it other than replace the tires over time, and also switched out the handlebar tape, but you know, that's pretty normal. Anyway, it's just your run-of-the-mill bike. I mean, it's really nice. It's a aluminum frame. It's got a 105 group set on the back, so that's pretty nice. The chain, I wax the chain. You know, it's probably not necessary for how much riding I actually do, but it's kind of relaxing, so I go ahead and do it. On the back is the Varia, really good for radar detection and speed detection of cars coming up. On the front here, I've got my Wahoo Element Roam, and along with my light. I've got it mounted on this special extension mount right here, because as you can see with this type of giant bike, it's got this fluid reservoir. I guess that was their design choice to put it up here, which makes it a little tricky to put computers and things like that onto the handlebars. There's not a whole lot of space for that. So this out front mount helps with that, and it also has an attachment for the light. What else? My pedals, I guess that's the next thing that's of interest, is on the pedals here. I went with this style. It's a mountain bike cleat. So if I want to unclip and just ride flats, I can do that like this. It's not really easy to kind of go very long distances on the flats, but in a pinch where you don't want to be clipped in, those flip over real nice. So that's the bike. It suited me well for a really long time. Really happy with it. I'm probably gonna hang on to it for a while. Okay, so on the other side of the bike, I have a couple of interesting features. I have a rear view mirror mounted right here on the end of the handlebar. This kind of helps me peek around behind me if I hear a car coming or just want to see where people are. The other thing is I bought this Stages power meter right here many years ago when I thought that I was going to be like this total number cruncher, power fiend on this bike, and it just turned out to not be the case. It's got a built-in cadence sensor, so that's kind of cool, I guess, but you know, you could also just mount it on the side of a regular crank arm. But these power meters are pretty expensive. I think this was like $400 or $500, maybe not that much. I can't really remember anymore, but it was enough to make you think twice about buying it. I would say that if you're getting into cycling and you're hearing people talk about, oh, you need to know what your power is, and if you're not a racer or super serious cyclist, I would say that purchase isn't necessary. Luckily for me, I got it at a big discount because I got a gift certificate as a present, so that kind of helped take the sting out of the price. So here's all the stuff I carry when I go on a bike ride. It doesn't seem like too much, but it seems like it always takes me forever to put everything together. So why don't we start with the saddlebag? The saddlebag here is one of those toe peaks. It's a medium size. It's got this extra zipper right here. So you can open it up and stuff even more things in there if you want. I usually keep it zipped up because I don't have that much. It's one of those spring-loaded clips, so you just slide it right onto the mount that's on the underneath of your seat. And right here is the setup I use for the Vario, which I'll get to in a second. But first, let's put the stuff in here that I use. So I ride a bike with 28-inch treads. So this is a 28-inch tube that goes in there. I have this Crank Brothers multi-tool. It's pretty useful. It has a chain equipment on there. It's got all the different hex screws and all that good stuff. It's pretty nice, pretty solid. So that goes in here. Other things that I have in here that I forgot to put in is a pair of rubber gloves. And I also have a spare chain link. This is from Connix. Put that in here just in case. A few other things that I put in here. A couple of tire levers. I try not to use them if I don't have to, but sometimes you have no choice. But I keep them anyway. Let's go in there. What else? Yes, a tire repair kit. This is the version VP1 from Park Tool. It's got some glue, it's got some sandpaper, and a few puncture patches just in case. I don't really ever need it, but the day I don't bring it is the day I need it. And that goes in there. I can also cram some goos in there if I want. I can also cram my wallet in there if I want. It all closes up real nice. There. And then I put it on the bike to the bike. No problem. Now, the Varia is an interesting device, as you've probably seen a million times if you are into bike videos. This is one of those radar detectors. You put it on the back of your bike, and it sends a signal to your bike computer and tells you when cars are coming up on you and what speed they're coming up. Now, my bike computer of choice is a Wahoo Element Roam. It's one of the it's the larger version of it. It's got colors and better mapping features. I used to have an Element Bolt, and I still have a Bolt on one of my other bikes, but this is the one I use on my road bike. For my light, I use a Urban 9000. It's a really sturdy light. I use it sometimes just walking around the neighborhood at night. It comes in 4 settings. I wonder what this is going to look like. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th kind of pulsates. And you press and hold to turn it off. Now to get standard Cliff Bar, it'll go into here, or maybe here. We'll get to that in a second. This is my tire pump. It's Pro Bike Tool. The cool thing about this is that it outfits for Schrader or Presta valves. Now I have Presta valves, so if you look on here, it's a metal gauge, 120 psi. One side says Presta, the other side says Schrader. So this is the side I want. So I screw it into here. Oops. Screw it into here. You put this on the valve. You pump like this. Now the cool thing about this that you can't really see unless it's attached, but I'll try and make it happen, is that it has a pressure gauge on the inside. So as you fill it up, the pressure gauge will expose. And it collapses real nice. Now this is the Rock Brothers top tube bag. I just got this. And it's really pretty handy. I didn't think it would be able to fit my cell phone in here. I have a 12 Pro Max, an iPhone 12 Pro Max, and believe me, it absolutely fits in here. It looks kind of skinny, but I'm filming this with my phone, so I can't really show it to you. But trust me, it fits. I would have returned it if it didn't fit. So in this top bag, I can put my phone. I can put a couple of snacks if I don't want to put them in my bike bag. I can put my wallet in the top tube if I want. I usually keep an emergency goo in my back, so I'll just leave that one in there. So again, you know, it's your standard top tube bag. You know, there's nothing real fancy about it. They claim it's waterproof. Maybe it is. I never ride in the water, so it doesn't really matter to me. Here's one little problem. It's sometimes fussy. There we go. Fussy about zipping. But the zipper is kind of sealed up. So maybe it is waterproof. I don't know, but I guess maybe the water sneaks through the fabric. We'll see. Well, actually, we won't because I don't like riding in the rain. So anyway. Some of the more unusual things I wear when I go on a bike ride include this thing and these things. This right here is just kind of like sunglasses or goggles. I wear them over my regular glasses because I'm not able to find any company that can make sunglasses that fit my prescription for less than, say, $700. Now these things right here, they're 20 bucks at Walgreens. So I don't know. It's one of those function over fashion things. These things right here are called Sena Pi's. It's a S-E-N-A-P-I. The P-I stands for personal intercom. They allow you to Bluetooth to someone else wearing a set of these, and you can talk to each other without having to yell. It's really pretty cool. You can also listen to your phone and take phone calls and listen to music and podcasts if you like. So let's get back on the road.